Wowzer, I think I am live. What a riveting experience. Let me have a look. Let me check, make sure that I didn't mess anything up, as I sometimes tend to do. I mean, the thumbnail's certainly a work of art. But yeah, I am existing. Cool. Very, very, very gangster. Um, yeah. Whenever people start showing up, whenever that may be, I will begin doing things. Hello, hello. Hey, it's Leon. How are you, man? Uh, were you at Looparama this weekend? Basically, to explain, for the first time in like 6 months, I have some free time. Hey, guys. Hey, Tarzan. I finally have some free time. And since I am, in fact, judging. Hey, everyone. Hey, it's all the members. All the members and the regulars. Hey, good to hear. But yeah, it's been a while, and I am, in fact, judging GBB in 2 weeks. A little bit less than 2 weeks, actually. And I'm also flying to Japan in 1 week. And I actually really wanted to talk about that. And I also wanted to rewatch some past GBBs and kind of try and, especially for Loopstation, kind of try and deduce my recent. Oh, well, there's one of the participants. Hello, Mahiro. He's going to be there. I'm going to be judging him. But basically, yeah. I think it's quite important to be transparent as a judge. And I wanted to kind of talk about how I will be judging, because I've been thinking about this for quite a bit. Hey, everyone. I've been thinking about how I wanted to judge GBB, especially for Loop. I mean, producer, I feel is quite straightforward. I will be judging who's the better producer. This is both musically and technically. I think the Loopstation, how do I say this? The Loopstation judging criteria, I think, are a bit, on certain points, a bit incorrect. And I was thinking about this as I was wildcard judging producer, knowing that I was also going to be judging Loop. That I need to kind of think about this. Are you going to be doing a showcase at GBB? To my knowledge, no. And even if I was doing a showcase at GBB, I wouldn't be able to say, because we signed contracts saying we couldn't. I mean, same reason that I couldn't really talk about being a judge, you know. Oh, Rage is here. Hello, my friend. How are you? But yeah, I think the GBB judging is just like a bit. How do I say this? I think it's. I mean, we just have to make a decision, right? And it's like very in the moment. And I don't think the criteria for the panel necessarily work. And I actually kind of wanted to talk about that, because we're kind of doing it in terms of musicality, technicality, originality, whatever, so on and so forth. I noticed it with the score sheet, that I think there was some things that were kind of messed up, and I was thinking maybe to rewatch the recent kickback and kind of use that as my own way of deducting how I wanted to judge. So I think I'll be doing that. Now there's a lot of kickback rounds, so maybe I'll let people choose what's good and what's not. Essentially, I'm doing this to give people an insight into how I judge, so that people can at any point go back and rewatch this and be like, all right, well, this is his reasoning and this is what I believe in. especially for loop. I have a lot of things that I think about loop that should be done differently. Maybe I will watch the Esuoh Lennard battle, but I don't want to see it with the judge reactions as well. So I kind of have to go through and watch all of the rounds individually, don't I? I think so. Why is the audio from the stream not peaking minus 1.5 LUFS? Honestly, that's a failure on my part. I think I need to have a clipper on the master of my sound. Kind of disappointing. Actually, my most recent track is actually sometimes in the positives for the LUFS. So, you know, just a thing to point out. But yeah, maybe I will. Did anyone notice that they kept the intro the same? From this kickback, from the last time's kickback. Let me just wait. The whole I don't know if it's very loud. Yes, it is. I'm gonna turn down the volume a bit. Cause I know it's my drums, you know? Is the playground VOD up? It was a great tournament. Oh, I can have a look. I can have a look. The RC5 will... That's gasweed. Let's see. To my knowledge, no. Doesn't look like it. It's paywalled. Okay, well, there's your answer. Okay. That's fine. I was kind of planning on watching Kickback anyway, because I think that's... I kind of want to use that to do my judging. Let me just get that up. There we go. Why does it start there? Okay.
Today we have Mr.
But yeah, no, it's kind of funny that they kept the intro the same. It's still my drums.
Esuoh versus Lennard. First up is Mr. Esuoh with 3 minutes and 30 seconds on the clock. I say the 3 and I say the 2 and the 1.
Esuoh.
In 3,
Nice.
2, 1, beatbox.
I'm gonna fix my camera a bit. There we go. Okay. Yusuf. It's kind of weird to start with this one because I wanted to start with something that doesn't have like a very, you know, that's not very good mixed or something. But this is actually just a pretty damn excellent mix.
Running out of time. There's nothing for me to do.
There's quite a lot of mids on his voice. Immediate notice, like very like low midi, like kind of a bit muddy.
I'm here to take what's mine, to rise above the blue. 'Cause maybe
And also like the auto tune like artifacts.
I've fallen down. Maybe I've fallen down. But what does it matter now?
One thing I notice that I think is very good is I think the singular biggest hold on, let me just readjust that. I think the singular biggest and most important thing with Loopstation rounds is that your build up with the loops itself is interesting, in the sense that, like, obviously everyone can make something sound good on the loop, especially at like a very high level. But I think it's super important that, especially, I mean, like, it takes until here for it to drop. You kind of really, really, really need to make sure that if you have like this kind of like build up, you need to make sure that every single aspect is quite interesting. I didn't really lose interest at any point. I mean, kind of here, I think there's like a dip, but I think this is like the singular biggest objective with Loopstation, is to find a way to make your to make your build itself interesting, to make the looping part itself interesting. Hey, thank you very much for becoming a member. I cannot claim to know how to pronounce that. But regardless, thank you very much and appreciate it. And hello, Maggie. Hope you're good. But yeah, thank you very much for becoming a member. I really, really appreciate it. The snare could be a bit more present.
It's time to make a breakthrough. It's time for me to show you that I will rise again.
Yeah, my main concern is the snare. It's either like phasing. Nice ending.
Time.
Very nice ending. One thing I notice is, like, it became pretty clear for me at certain points, is that the snare was in a lot of electronic music. I mean, pretty much in every single aspect of electronic music, the snare is like the singular loudest element, and it needs to like really, really, really be present, because the kick kind of moves around a bit. I mean, of course, you always have a kick on the one, and then you know, whatever keeps the bass. But the snare is like always on the 2 and the 4, unless you're doing like jungle, I suppose, like some sort of break beats. Either way, like, the snare has to be super present because it kind of keeps the foundation of the rhythm. This is very fine details. But yeah, I was just thinking about that. Like, you really need your snares to come through super, super strongly. I think this is like good, but you could have a cleaner, more present snare. Like, it's definitely quieter than the kick for sure, and it's also got less high mids than the synth itself. Oh, maybe not, but it's close. But yeah, no, this is like kind of the things that I think are super important to pay attention to, especially when you're doing these like quite heavy EDM genres. Like, you really need to get the leveling correct, and I think it's a good job for sure. Yeah, no, I think it's solid. I think it's really, really solid. I of course know this round. I think the mixdown is overall very good. The arrangement is nice. I think he could have done slightly more to get quicker to the point. I mean, this is 30 seconds. I think it's just the first 30 seconds that could have been more present. About my knee. Yeah, my knee hurts like shit, to be honest. But we're surviving. It's gonna be okay, I think. But yeah, that's why I'm live streaming right now, not running a half marathon, because it was meant to be right now, and it's not right now. Hello, Abdallah. How are you? Yeah. So in regards to like the judging, my main concern is that you see a lot of these like really fine narrow things that we judge on. I don't know. I feel like the system that's put in place by SPX is very, very good for judging the fine details. In a live battle scenario, you kind of have to make these decisions like ultra quick, you know? And I guess my question to all of this is like, I think I need to come up with a system for myself that allows me to come up with these decisions really, really quickly, because you cannot go into details. Yeah, that's exactly my point. Like the judging seems very hard. You cannot like the things that I am judging on right now, and like I'm catching myself in this actively right now, are not things that I would be capable of doing on the spot. And these are also not always things that necessarily that are necessarily capable of like being judged in a live scenario. Like the room resonances, like the speakers, the sound system, like all these kind of things. Like these are things you can judge on a consistent basis. But go into a live setting, there's just some things that hit and some things that don't hit, depending on the acoustics of the room, the speakers. So many things.
Why do I know this one?
I'm not gonna watch this because they wouldn't be able to do this in a live scenario, so I don't really care. This is something that I really like in Loopstation, when you're actually making it flow immediately. I think this is such an important part of looping in general, is that like the building of the loops itself is what should make Loopstation interesting, in my opinion. This is not the same for producer, but yeah, that's a good question, X-Man, actually. I think there's value in a live scenario being judged live, but I also completely understand your point. I think it's partially it's entertainment value. Partially, I think it's the correct thing to do. When they are performing live, the judges should also be judging live. Does that make sense? I have to say though, from a looping perspective, Lennard immediately catches me, because it's like the action of looping itself has the action of the looping itself is much more interesting. Like the way he's building things up. I think this is so important.
Everybody in this spot, take care, listen up.
And yeah, he's utilizing his time better as well.
And believe it or not, when you bring the heat, no time to stop. It's the funky house getting in on top. Baseline is big and the groove is raw. You never really heard this type of beat before. Clap your hands, no stomp your feet. Let's turn this groove into a funky beat, right? Let's get funky, 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 funky.
I think the snare is missing a bit of transient.
Let's get funky, 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 funky. Everybody with the funky house.
The snare could, again, I guess I'm just gonna turn into a producer talking about why people's beatboxing is wrong, which is kind of the exact exact opposite of what I should be doing, I guess. But I think snares are so important. This snare is missing a little bit of punch. To be also honestly, also the kick. Maybe not.
Now clap your hands and move your feet like. Let's turn this loop into a funky beat. Whoop!
Okay, cool, nice. I think, how much time does he end with? He could have let this build up play up longer.
Now clap your hands and move your feet like. Let's turn this loop into a funky beat. Whoop!
In my opinion, this is a musical choice. In my opinion, he could have let this build up play out for way longer and build up some hype. Kind of like the thing about drops and like high points in music is like, if you want to make your drops actually feel interesting, you really need to give them time to breathe. I think not enough time was given for this one to breathe.
Let's get funky, 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 funky. Let's get funky, 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 funky.
And that's time.
Yeah, okay, interesting. I was thinking about this just now, and now especially also looking at some of the chat. I'm kind of coming up with a system for how I believe a battle should be judged. Right? So it's currently in my head, I can kind of switch the window, I suppose, to, let me make sure I get the right one. Okay, it's not appearing. Unless it's this. Well, no, it's not. Okay, I don't know where it's, suppose I can take this, go here. I think this would maybe work for a live scenario. Something like this. I want to hear you guys' opinions. Because this is the main reason why I'm doing this. Something like this, where hold on, let me do that, and let me do that. I think that solves it. Yeah. Where like you have person A, let's say person A round 1, person B round 1. You know. And you do that, and you do this, and then maybe you give like points out of 3. Like something that's like really easy to remember. So like you give, like let's say this is Esuoh, and you just give out like 3 is like very good, like 1 is lacking, or like, you know, something like this. I think the main thing that you need to add that's not on the current score sheet is use of time. And the battle aspect. Like I think these are the 2 new ones. Whoa. Hold on. Like that. I think you need a battle category. Hold up. I think this is the main thing that's missing. And music, if we go in and describe what each one means, like musicality, I always kind of see musicality as like musicality is like your ability to create music regardless of what you have. Like musicality is like everything that's not to do with the device, and technicality is everything that has to do with the device, you know? And there's definitely ways to approach that in like more detail, but I think you need to explain these as like any skill not related to the loop. And this is any skill related to the loop. Or the DAW, or whatever you are using. Because I think the issue with like the current ways of defining the current issue with the ways of defining musicality and technicality is that there's overlap. You know? Justin, I think you're kind of hitting a good point. And this is exactly why I'm doing it this way. Because singing can definitely go into tech. And singing can definitely go into musicality. The problem is that in the current way that everyone scores Loopstation and musicality and technicality, the problem is that there's overlap. So like certain skills will go into two categories, you know? So my proposition is that the only way you can actually tackle this and make sure that you don't get overlapping factors is by having a very general but super clear definition of where one is and where the other one is. Does that make sense? Because if not, then there's many things that you can argue are musicality, and there's many things you can argue are technicality. And I think the more clear you are with yourself, the less it opens up the possibilities of bias. Does that make sense? Originality, for me, has two different meanings. How its originality is double-sided. It's both how new, like your ability to bring in new things, like new, innovative elements. But Justin, then we're not even that much disagreeing. We're not even really disagreeing that much. Like you're saying execution using the loop, I'm saying skill using the loop. It's basically the same thing with like slightly different parameters. Ability to bring in new innovative elements, but also ability to stay true to find a signature style. There's a better way I can define this, but like a good example would be like both Lennard and MH were very original. MH was original because he kept being himself. Lennard was original because he kept being new and innovative. You know, so it's two things. Originality. Showmanship in a live scenario is your ability to communicate your message to the audience. Right? Doesn't matter what your message is, you need to communicate it correctly. Battle, I feel like battle is the most subjective category. Like, what is battling? Anyway, use of time is like ability to use every moment effectively. I think this one's much more important. Well, no, it's important for both loop and producer, right? it's important in loop because in Loopstation you have to build up every single element. So you have to build it up in a way that becomes interesting. In producer, it's important because you can kind of make everything go so quick. So it's kind of like in producer, you can't really afford to have like a moment that feels off. In loop, you need to ensure that the parts that feel off or the parts that aren't ready still feel like part of the piece. Or it's very clear that they're getting looped, you know? Like the layering itself. Layering in an interesting fashion. Because that is what looping is all about, really. X-Man, I completely agree. And that's why I think the biggest issue, and yeah, this is another good point. Originality is a tough one because you can kind of judge inside the looping community and outside. Yeah. The real problem with originality is that in order to have a perfect definition of what originality is, you need to have perfect information of what everyone's doing and what everyone else is doing. Because this, to my knowledge, right here, had some inspirations from a produced round. Am I correct? Like this sounded like someone else's song. Maybe not. I mean, people can confirm this to me. Like, but either way, maybe it did, maybe it didn't. From Arlo. There you go. I've never heard of Arlo in my life, you know? And right now I can sit and go, well, okay, that's from Arlo. So I'm gonna mark it down. But how am I supposed to do this live? You know? The obvious solution would be for everyone has to disclose every single round they're doing beforehand, I suppose. But that also like are you like the question would be like are you doing covers, you know? But like even this won't really work. So what would be the solution to that? I suppose doing covers live to engage the audience is more. I'm not. Yeah, like for sure. That's correct. I guess my point is more so like I know some pretty crazy drum and bass songs, for example, that none of you guys will ever have heard of. That I could probably cover pretty easily 1-to-1 with my looping system and claim that they're mine, you know, and nobody would ever know. But that takes away the whole skill of creating something, right? It's dishonest, but it's possible. You see my point? So how do you tackle this point? Like, what do you do here? Oh shit! It's P2 Eli Moore. I actually never realized how to say your name correctly. Anyway, yeah, I'm yapping right now. P2. I'm really just talking because I'm gonna be judging the competition, so I'm trying to figure out a good system to actually come to good conclusions. But yeah, that's what I'm like. I can also fully back that point. Like, there's also no. I think the obvious answer would be that everyone has to just say if they're doing a cover or an original, like before the round start. Is it a good solution? No. Is it a better solution? For sure. I think so, at least. Yeah. Yeah, Ravor, you're correct. Anyway, I'm gonna watch one more. I'm gonna try and put my system to the test now.
The SBX Kickback Battle 2025 Boss Loopstation Edition Season 2. Today we have
Season
Mr.
2.
Esuoh versus Lennard. Up next is Mr. Esuoh with 3 minutes and 30 seconds on the clock. I
Did you guys like season 1 or season 2 more?
say the 3 and I say the 2 and the 1. In 3, 2, 1, beatbox.
You know, Leonard, you really shouldn't talk to your audio engineer like that.
I just realized Lennard's pulling mad views. Oh yeah, there's a referee. Right. It's like that's the type of thing you can do in Kickback, but the type of thing you couldn't do in a live setting. Christoph always Shazams everything. That would be fucking hilarious. I think, yeah, okay, I will say, because there's a referee, there is actually a solution now. The solution is that the solution is that everyone tells Christoph to what degree everything's a cover. You know? Then once the battle's done, then Christoph informs everyone, so that we don't have a preconceived notion of everything going into it. I think that's a solution. Like, because then the judges are still going into it fresh-minded, which is important. But we still have a referee that can actually be fair. Damn, actually having a referee is so important. I didn't think about that. Shout out Christoph, man. That's a good snare. For the first time today, I can approve of the snare. Brian, you cooked. Thank you, Nove.
Let's go. I'm a descendant of all of the grit, but I'm better. I got what it takes to be the next legend.
I think the build-up is much more interesting from Esuoh here than it was in the first round.
I move from the roots that I put to my own in the scene where I stand independent.
The voices could be more present again.
Step on my way and I'll give you a taste like to be your last warning and message. I've broken the chains to hit you all face to face with the descendant. What?
I'm wondering if this is an issue with... Do people have, like, compression? Like, their master compressor on in loop? Because as more and more volume gets introduced, the transients go further and further down. Or is this due to, like phasing issues? Okay. I think the transition from here to here could have been a little bit better. Like, there's a... kind of need to lead people into such a low drop in, like, such a low point. Details are good. I mean, I know this round, but still. Yeah, right. Like, two one really good thing and one less good thing. The details in the drops, I think, are excellent, right? Does very, very good to like constantly switch it up and make it feel like it's like the drop itself is dynamic. Especially in like heavy electronic music, a level of movement and dynamicism, of dynamics, one of those is a word, is super important. I think the build up into it, like you cannot do this with the loop, but one thing I notice, right? Like here, in electronic music, typically, you always have like a sweep going into every new section. And the reason why you always have a sweep going into every new section is because that's like a de facto indicator, like a tiny little riser going into every single section, because it indicates to the listener that you're switching into a new part. This kind of comes in a bit out of nowhere. I feel the same way about this. This is nice, like a breakdown. This is good. You're adding in a new element. Nice. And then it's just like complete silent. You know? Like if you do something to like I guess is my best impression of that. But just like something to like swoosh into it or like indicate that like you can fade it out slowly, not like immediately, you know? Anyway. Hello, Raikion. Hope you're good. I heard this.
I'm a descendant of all of the rich but the better. I got what it takes to be the next legend. I'm up from the risk that I put to my own, and it's here where I stand independent.
Okay, so it's like a bit under time.
And that's
It's a bit under time. Yeah, no, I agree with you completely, Ravor. I was thinking about that as well. Okay, I'm gonna now try and do this because I really want to see the extent to which I can make this work. So let's say we grade everything out of 3, right? I want to see how quickly I could do this, because that's kind of what I'm trying to think of right now. Okay, musicality. Overall really good, but yeah, like the choppiness of the different sections, like the transitions in and out of sections was less good. And that is a non-loop related issue because it's not about his skill using the loop, it's about the transitions themselves. Hello, Remix's Apprentice. So that would be I would say a 2. Because everything else is really solid. Technicality, everything related to the loop I think is really solid. Like all the skills related to the loop, like the mixing is, like the use of the effects, creating different details, yeah, I think is solid. Your ability to bring in new innovative elements but also find a signature style, I think yes. I think that is, like, there's lots of, I haven't heard those sounds before. So I would say yes. Like, but see, now I'm already in doubt. I would whether it's a 2 or a 3. But maybe I do like a bam. Because I think maybe there's still like more possibilities to be unique compared to other things. Showmanship is impossible to do in this kind of scenario, but I would say probably a 1 or a 2. But again, it's a video, not a live scenario, so I think I will stay out of this. I think I would give it a 3 on battle. The lyrics are very battle-y. Use of time, I'll give him a 2. I think he could have gotten slightly more out of it. He had more time. So that would be the way. I think maybe I'll do this, right? So I'm trying to see how speed run I can do this. because that is what a live scenario would require me. Do you think too much Ospot or non-vocally sourced will make you score lower? No. No, it won't. What would make me score lower is if somebody, like, okay, if someone uses a lot of oscillator bot and they use it shit, then I'll score it lower. If someone uses a lot of vocal elements and it sounds like shit, I will score it lower. Because for me, the Loopstation category, with the current regulations that are set in place, you can do whatever the hell you want, but if you do whatever the hell you want with whatever machine you're allowed to use, you need to make it good. You know? So I'm not looking at what you're doing, I'm looking at how you're doing it. You know? So if someone decides to, like, oh yeah, I'm gonna use a lot of voice because, like, the judges will really appreciate, if it sounds good, fair play, you know? So what if we pay you like $20 to vote us? Well, $20 maybe not, like $30. Then yeah, then they'll get my vote. $30. You have my vote, people. Okay, let's go to the Lennard round. I'm so lost. There we are. Are the loop matchups out? Yeah, they are. I don't want to make predictions, but we can have a look at them. No. $30. If you can't pay the last 5, you were never worth my time anyway, you know?
Is Lennard with 3 minutes and 30 seconds on the clock. I say the 3 and I say the 2 and the 1. In 3, 2.
Are they on
1.
Instagram?
Beatbox.
Or does anyone have the link to them?
Esuoh dropped his second round.
I'm gonna be honest. I know I did them myself, but I think the intros before the songs are so dead. Like, mine were like 10 seconds long. The wiki, okay. Like, no offense, Lennard. Like, hey, listen, Lennard, congratulations on your win, right? And I think you deserved it. I think, low-key, in my opinion, you won every battle. This one was close, but I can definitely see why they gave it to you. When does it start?
Beatbox.
Second 22. Okay. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. 28 seconds? Did I count that correctly? 28 seconds of really unfunny comedy. No, I'm joking. But, like, okay, here's the thing. Alright, listen. There's a reason why we're all loopers, right? And it's because we're all extremely, well, I'm not a looper, but, like, we're all really unfunny. Hence why we have to use this machine, right? So, like, you know what I mean? Like, we're not here for a stand-up comedy show. Like, we're not that funny. Esuoh was kind of funny, I'll give him that. But it was also a thing in the last kickback. Like, I look back at some of mine and they were extremely unfunny. Fair play. You're all very good musicians. There's a reason why you're not comedians. You know what I mean? Anyway. Yeah, the Robin Smith's water was shit. I think the one I did against Mirza was actually quite funny. Like, if you picked up on that, that's quite funny. Because, like, the connection, you know? But, hello, Roka. Lennard builds up so well. Like, that is his strength. It's like, it's interesting. Like, the aspect, the looping aspect itself is super nice. Have about you try to be funny during your routine? Bro, honestly, I'm gonna be honest, right? My humor's awful. Like, my humor's so horrible. And I'm one of the funnier ones. No, I'm joking. But there's some generationally unfunny people, you know?
Alright, ladies and gentlemen. Party time is over now.
Nah, man, you're just wait until the. Oh yeah, okay, right. Oh fuck.
This is
Oh
round
no.
2 for the KBB. This track is not what you expected it to be. You call yourself Mr. Fucking E, but you never really wanna move like me.
What did he say?
Mr. Fucking E.
Mr. Fuck.
Is not what you expected it to be. You call yourself Mr. Fucking E, but you never really
What the fuck?
wanna move. You call yourself Mr. Fucking E, but you never really wanna. Making this a comedy. They know I can move.
I take it back, Lennard. You're funny.
I can rap, I can sing, and this is what they call me. I'm drunking like a king, hitting you right now into your face. Time to rip. You will part with my tension blade. Time to spit. Just unbound with the heavy wave now. It's already too late, right? It's the KBB. The track is not what you expected it to be. You call yourself Mr.
Okay, on a more serious note, the snare. I'm gonna keep going on snares.
But you never really gonna move like me.
But the snare is quieter than the hi-hats.
Alright, Mr. Esuoh, thank you so much for the battle.
A really good trick for you guys, okay? For those of you who make music, who want a really good and easy way to know if you're leveling everything correctly, turn your audio really quiet, so it's barely listenable, right? When it's barely listenable, what parts of the audio are you hearing? For me, right now my audio is at like a really quiet point, and what I hear are the hi-hats. The hi-hats are the loudest thing. And this is what I always do to ensure that I level things correctly, because I typically in like most electronic music, like if you put something really loud, yeah, you're gonna hear everything. If you put everything super quiet, you can pay attention to what aspects of the sound it is that are too loud. Like your hi-hats should not be the most listenable thing. It should be your snare, should be your kick, maybe like a melody, like your lead vocal as well. The details are nice. Okay. Oh wait, let's play finish.
And that's Tom.
I realize something now that I remember was said that's gonna change my opinions on a lot of this a little bit, which is, to my knowledge, all of the participants were being told that the intro scene was part of the time. Am I wrong? Because I in every single of the 4 rounds, hello Rhinon, in every single of the rounds I just listened to, I kind of sat there thinking, damn, they could have gotten so much more out of that time. But I'm pretty, yeah, okay, right, well, fuck, okay, I take it back. Okay, yeah, right. Well, no shit. No shit. That's kind of a blunder on whoever made the timer. But okay. Alright, let me see how much I could speedrun this. Okay. Musicality. Any skill not really any skill related to loop. Okay, I suppose. See now the. Yeah, so this I would put down to a 2. Because the snare is a bit too quiet. The voice is not super listenable. Debatably, no, it's still a 2 because everything else is really well mixed. It's just the hi-hat to snare ratio and the voice. The musicality, I think there's a little bit of an issue in like the... It could just be more, I suppose. Originality. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think there's anything particularly new and innovative about this round. That being said, it's a great showmanship round. I think from a battle, I think it also matches this. I think his use of time is better. And I think the originality is... how do you value battle elements in the game? So I'm trying to judge this as if it's a live battle. And this is, I mean, maybe I should be doing this with last year's GBB battles, but I'm basically trying to figure out if you can very quickly determine who you believe won. So +2 on this side, then. So in my head, this would be a Lennard. On this round, it would be a Lennard win, which is also. That's not really how it felt like. So maybe now I need to go back and correct my judging system. It didn't feel like this one felt very even. I'm trying to make a judging system that I really feel like works for a live scenario. Because right now, in my opinion, judging in general, in live scenarios is just kind of based on vibes. You know what I mean? Like, of course, you have very qualified people there, but it's still just kind of based on like, oh, well, I think this, therefore this, you know? But that doesn't really work, you know? Well, I mean, you can say it works, but it opens up for the possibility of conscious and unconscious bias. It opens up for like lack of knowledge, and so many other things, you know? And I mean, there's no real need for me to do this other than I think for me to feel like I am making the correct decisions about something that means something to a lot of people, I need to have a system in place so that even if the system is flawed, at least it's consistent. Does that make sense? Because when you're going off of vibes based, I'll compare it to football. For those of you who watch football, like there's so much things about footballing referees just applying the rules where they believe it's correct based on vibes, and I think kind of the same scenario can be applied to Loopstation. I'm not saying anyone has done it, by the way. I'm saying it's possible that it can be done. And I think, just for myself at least, for this time, for the first time judging, I actually want to, first time judging the GBB. I have judged live events before, many times. But just for myself to feel like, especially in such a high stakes battle, how it can be done correctly, I actually want to implement a system that I believe is functional. You know? So that worst case scenario, you can say that the decisions overall were flawed, but at least they were consistent. You know? And that's, I think, the most important thing. I'm kind of vibing with these categories, though. Oh, hold on. Can you stop talking for 2 minutes? I have to piss. Yeah, you can go ahead and piss. I'm going to try and write out some definitions for these. I think in my head, giving it on a basis of 3 points makes the most sense. Hold on. Wank. I can't even type. 1, 2, 3, right? So like 1 would be Where the hell is my... Damn. There we go. 1 would be insufficient. 2 would be sufficient. And 3 would be... Or like... Maybe like doesn't meet expectations. I don't know. You can come up with better... You can come up with better categories yourself than these. The point is, I mean, the majority of the time it would be probably a lot of people just like in the 2 range, right? Occasionally you'll also get, yeah, it is basically high school judging criteria. And I think the reason why it works is because if someone is like really exceeding in one category compared to someone else, that'll be very obvious with this, you know? If it's just a bunch of like, I don't really know what's going on in here, then you kind of, again, you're kind of back to the vibes-based system. So I think you need like a very clear, like, okay, this person did really well here, didn't do so good here. Whereas the other person didn't do so good here and only met expectations here. Or something like this, you know? I'm really about to do it like this. I don't like it. I still don't like it. Damn. Should have paid more attention in Excel class. Well, to be fair, it's not changing. What the fuck? Okay. Anyway, maybe I'm gonna watch I'm gonna try and watch a different... Is there not like a Loopstation battle anyway? Oh, maybe this is a good one to do it with, actually.
Let's begin. Hit him with the glitch. Coming up next to the stage. Ooh. Representing for, let me see here. Oh, there we go. Representing for.
This is the same venue that we're gonna be at this year. Hold on, I'm just gonna read comments.
For Korea.
韓国代表です。
I feel like you already know what I'm about to say.
誰かもう分かってますね、皆さん。
Coming to the stage.
Why did they I think it was a really good thing that they had a translator at the GBB. Like a host, like a Japanese host and an international host. I think this was a really good system with Scott Jackson, and I forget his name. I don't know his name, but regardless, I'm trying to compliment him because I think it was a really good thing that he was also there. I think this should have been the case for all of them. Also for last year. I wonder if they're doing that this year. But
Once again, make some noise for Dice.
See you, Maggie.
Got them fresh shoes on for this.
Kind of miss. When will you drop your melodic D&B song that you posted? I assume it's the... Well, it's done. However, it's not a self-release. It's gotten accepted by someone, so now they're gonna be promoting it. They're gonna be doing the mix master for it, everything. I can't talk too much about it. That's pretty much all I can say, I think. But yeah.
This thing next up, first.
Basically, just to give you guys some insight, releasing music as an independent artist, like completely independent artist, is really, really time consuming. Releasing music as a non-independent artist, like when you're partnered with someone, is significantly more time consuming because there's so many people in on the process itself.
This is the Lion.
Yeah.
You also might know him as the Lion. Make some noise once again for
The Lion.
Robin.
The Lion. You might also know him as the Lion. That's not what he actually said. That's just because of my funny timing.
Hit him with the glitch.
All right. He's taking 1 second, making sure that he gets the lighting done up, taking off those red lights, if you'd be so kind, lighting people.
So
We'd
maybe
appreciate
you can
it.
help me with the note. Oh, no, please don't.
All right, Robin versus
Damn, he really just fucking told everyone that they couldn't hit a note.
Dice right here live. Starting off with
Did that to
Robin.
2,000
I say the
people.
twa, you say the donna, in twa.
Donna, beatbox.
Hello, my dear dice.
It's like, this is exactly what I mean with like good use of time. Like right into it.
Hello, my dear dice. I'm Robin. You look very nice, but I'm sorry. We can roll the dice, but well, I mean, forget the first prize, cause I will win. This is not an exercise. Dice, you gonna pay the price after Chris. Your friends will beat you twice. Hello, my dear dice. I'm Robin. You look very nice, but I'm sorry. We can roll the dice, but I mean, forget.
I forgot how good this was. Like everything about this was insane.
I will win. This is not an exercise. Dice, you gonna pay the price after Chris. Your friends will beat you twice. Hello, my dear dice.
This is the singular best battle round I've ever seen in Loop, and I think that we'll ever see.
Very nice, but I'm sorry. We can roll the dice, but I mean, forget the first prize, cause I will win. This is not an exercise. Dice, you gonna pay the price after Chris. Your friends will beat you twice. Hello, my dear dice. I'm Robin. You look very nice, but I'm sorry.
It's just like the perfect.
We can roll the dice.
This is like the perfect use of time. I mean, now he's silent recording everything, but he didn't do that in the beginning. You know, straight into it. It's very, very, very clever. And everything was super efficiently built. I mean, the battle points are already there.
Forget the first prize.
I can tell you guys, I was on the balcony for this, with River and Darnie, I think, and we collectively lost our minds.
I will win. This is not an exercise. Dice, you're gonna pay the price after Chris. Your friends will beat you twice. Friends will beat you twice. Friends will beat you twice. Friends will beat you. Will beat you.
What the? It's so stupid. It's so stupid. It's actually so dumb. It's like it's unbelievable, man. Oh yeah, and then this. Yeah, and then this part was insane as well. Like, it sounds so nice. Also, this is one thing that makes me feel like, especially with modern electronic music, I feel like we're so afraid of switching it up too much. You know? Like, I was listening to an old Ozzy Osbourne album a couple of months ago. I can't play it here, but I'll link the songs. And I was like, damn, these guys switch up all over the place. And I'm like, why don't we do that? Why are we so afraid of like keeping it within the same structure? Hello, Watch. I'll see you in a couple, like 1.5 weeks, I think.
This is not an exercise. Guys, you're gonna pay the price. After Chris, France will be
That also sounds realistic. I don't get it.
price. After Chris, France will be
It's got the transient of like an actual like slapped like a contra bass that's being slapped, which is hilarious. It's like, what the fuck. Anyway, gonna test my system now. Now's the time to test it. Okay, POV, you're testing your new judging system. Okay, so 2 is meets expectations, 3 is exceeds expectations, 1 is doesn't meet expectations. Okay, musicality, it exceeds expectations. The harmonies are excellent. The switch ups are really interesting. The structure is super interesting. Everything's there. Technicality, I think it meets expectations. There's nothing there that's absolutely insane, but it's done well enough. Originality, it exceeds expectations. I shouldn't have to describe. Showmanship, it exceeds expectations. Battle, it exceeds. And use of time, it exceeds. Does anyone disagree? 2 is like it's good. 3 is like it's really good, you know? So like 2 is what I would expect most people to give them like on a consistent basis. Cool. Okay. So far it looks like it can be operated.
Got Dice from Korea, making sure that we can take these lights down so we can.
No, I mean, the thing is, I won't fill them in during the battle. Well, I mean, I will, but my point is that it takes me 10 seconds to fill out, you know? Like, I'm not going to sit here and do math, but the way I'm going to be using these is so that I actually have a system that I can do these with, so that I'm not just voting based on vibes. Because I think that's you can go back like 15 minutes, and I was talking exactly about why I don't want to just do that.
See his actual trigger and everything. Get the lights down.
Have I seen My Hero Duncan? Yeah,
Lights down.
I have.
Set the mood.
照明をちょっと落としていただけると助かります。
Round 1, let's see what he has for the response. You already know what to do. Left side, right side. I say the set, you say the dole in the hana. In set.
Beatbox.
Okay, I'm gonna try and apply the exact same thing here. Oh! How long time did they have? Does anyone know how much time they had? Was it 4 minutes?
助かります。
Round 1, let's see what he has for the response. You already know what to do. Left side, right side. I say the set, you say the dole in the hana. In
I don't think the judges were ever biased. My problem is that I think there's a possibility that judging wasn't consistent. So I'm trying to be consistent. That's the main thing for me. Anyway, I would assume like 4 minutes. 3:40. Okay. So an oddly specific time. Oh yeah, he did. Yeah. Yeah. Dice is competing, I just realized. He's quick with it as well. Maybe he's not that quick, but everything's interesting. I think it's a really excellent piece. A lot of really interesting musical ideas in there. Is that like a flamethrower?
I'll make them dance.
I don't think this was an effective build-up. I think the drop is actually very good, but the build-up didn't do it justice. Okay, boom, let's see. Speedrun judge. Can I make a decision about who won round one within like 20 seconds? All right, musicality. Good, but nothing like exceptional. Technicality, there's a lot of cool techniques, but I don't think enough to justify it being higher. Originality, I think it brings in actually a lot of new innovative elements at the time. And it has a signature style, so yeah, fine, we take it. Showmanship, I think it's 2. I think it's good. I don't think there's anything that exceeds expectations. There's an attempt to make some battle moves, so it's well done, but nothing insane. The use of time, let me have a look at what we were. Maybe like that. So that would mean 1, 2, 3. So then Robin leads this round by 4. Done. Okay. I think this works. I think this works quite well. Because that's also, I mean, there's 6 categories and Robin scores higher in 4 out of them. And like, Robin's Dice's round was like solid, but nothing like insane. Brings in like what you would expect, but nothing that like absolutely blows your mind. So I think it might work. I'm gonna cautiously think that this system could work. I mean, how much time would I... Let me have a look. How much time would I actually have to judge? Let's imagine... finishes. Okay. 10 seconds.
And that's time. Switching on back. Robin, round number 2. Making sure that we got the line check good to go. Samo, going to Robin. Crowd, left side, right side. I say the 20.
25 seconds, you have to judge. Cool. Okay, well, then I think this is the only system that can make sense, because any more than you also have to feel the live element and the live crowd, you know? And you can't do that on a score sheet. But I think the score sheet's important because there will be scenarios where it's close in between two participants. You understand what I'm saying? If someone wins, if someone wins the battle, you will just kind of know. Like, if someone clearly wins the battle, done, sealed, over. Go home, you know? Make the vote that makes sense. There will be scenario, like in this one, I wouldn't have to do this because Robin won, you know? Like, this is what I'm, like, this is a good example of the score sheet wouldn't really matter, in my opinion, because Robin won here. But in the scenarios where it's close, I think it's really, really, really important to have something that can clarify in real time what were the standout points of everyone. Does that make sense? Because you're essentially sat, in my case, there's 6 things that really matter. You know? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 6 things that really matter. So there's 6 things times 4, because there's 4 different rounds. So there's 24 things, 24 elements of a round that you need to keep in mind at all times. That's a lot of things, and I promise you that like there's no person on planet Earth who can really point out all of these things on the spot. So I think this is why I'm going to do this. I think this is the way. I still think that the definitions of musicality and technicality are too loosely defined. Even on my own score sheet, but at least there's no overlap. So I think I'm okay with that. So I think I'm happy. And yeah, GBB is in 2 weeks. Actually, it's in less than 2 weeks. It's in... Today is what? Today's Sunday. I'm flying in 8 days. I'm flying in 8 days, and GBB starts in 11 days. 12 days. 12 days. It starts on the 31st of October, I believe. Finishes on Sunday, the 2nd of November. Oh, you're going. Oh, cool. You land on the 27th. I land on the 28th. I'm flying the 27th. And then due to time zone differences, I don't know what time I'm flying. Let me have a look. Babidi beep bop boom. Where do I even have my ticket? It's a great question. There. I am flying from Copenhagen at 6 p.m. 6 p.m. Then I'm going through the Beijing airport. So I'm going to be there at 10 a.m. in Beijing at 10 a.m. And then in Japan at 20 past 4 p.m. Japanese time. Whatever time zone that's called. Is it East Asian time? What is the Japanese time zone called? Japan Standard Time. Okay, JST. Do they have their own time zone? Now I'm just... UTC +9. Japan Standard Time. Okay, interesting. Yeah, I mean, maybe they are the only ones in that time zone. Oh, no, it looks like not. You just fly down to LA and then a straight flight to Tokyo. Where are you based? Where are you based regularly? Because that is, of course, a big game changer in how long time it takes. For me, I have to say, I think these are my best flying times. I'm in California near. Okay, yeah, easy. Last year I flew from Copenhagen, and then I flew to Amsterdam, and then from Amsterdam to Japan. That was horrible. That was really bad, because Amsterdam's further away from Tokyo than Copenhagen is, but the direct flight from Copenhagen cost more than flying to Copenhagen and then from Copenhagen to Amsterdam and then from Amsterdam to Japan. So that ended up being like 17 hours of travel. Maybe not. 15 to 16 hours of travel. Whereas this time, it's like 12 hours of travel with like a 3-hour layover. It's quite nice. 2-hour layover. Well, I have to be quick, but that's okay. Hope my flight isn't delayed. I mean, I feel like there's going to be a lot of flights from Beijing to... Yeah, it was a lot. It was a nightmare. I've also flown from Copenhagen to Finland before, and that was quite nice. Whom are you excited to hear in the most in the Loopstation category? Actually, that's a good question. You said it's on the Beatbox Wiki, the matchups? Justin did. I don't know if he's here. GBB 26. GBB 25. You're only in Finland so far? Finland was nice. Going from Finland to Japan was super chill. It's a good airport. Okay. Okay, it's a good airport. Copenhagen direct was for sure my favorite, of course. The Amsterdam airport is not horrible, but it's so large and there's so many people there, and the customs is just annoying. Okay, I think this is yeah. Let's have a look. Okay, well, I mean, Yasuit I've heard a lot of times. I've actually heard every single one here live before. I've heard Juno once. I've heard My Hero twice. I've heard Martin Benatti twice. Maybe more. No, I think just twice. I've heard Nils once live. Oh no, twice. Saijo, too many times to count. Dice I've heard live 2 times as well. Mirza, maybe just the once. I think maybe just once. And Yasuit also too many times to physically count. So I would say that the ones I'm most excited for are probably the ones I've heard the least. So like, I think I have a good idea in my head of what each one of these guys can bring, which will of course not affect my decisions. But I think the one I'm most excited to hear might be Mirza, because I think it's been the longest since I've seen anything he's done. Also Dice. Like, I suppose, like, I am excited to hear Yasuid, Saijo, Nils, and Martin Benatti, and also Mahiro. But I feel like I see they're around more, if that makes sense. So I'm just like I am excited to hear them because it's also in a very different place than they're used to performing. But I really am excited to hear the guys that I don't hear often, because it's like, it's nice, you know? Too bad that I will be concentrated out of my mind. You know, I really, really want to... I'm gonna have a good time. You know, no doubt about it. I'm gonna have a good time. However, for me, it's much more important that I can look back and say that I took the judging seriously. So don't expect me to be the most reactive on the panel. I mean, maybe I'll have some reactions, but for me, I can have all the reactions in the world. If I do a shit job judging, it doesn't matter, you know? And that's, yeah. I think it's very even, no? Like, I think everyone can win. It's probably trying to think. I mean, last year was also very competitive. I think there's a lot of battlers here this year. I'm not going to mention any names, but I would say there's at least 5 or 6 people that go into this like really trying to battle. Oh, hey, MH. Basically recency bias. I'm not going to be... My judging will not be affected by who I'm personally excited to listen to. Does that make sense? But I'm not going to sit here and deny that there's, like, the people that I hear less will be more refreshing to me as a listener. But as a judge, it's an entirely different conversation, you know? I'm going to pretend I don't know any of them, and it's my first time approaching any of them. Of course, as a human, I'm not going to sit here and say anything else. Hello, Alt Bermuda. You know, it's like, that's just reality. I think this is like one of the most diverse years as well. Let's have a look at solo, by the way. Oh, well, guess I won't. Where the... Okay, oh, here. I mean, I can make predictions here. I don't give a fuck. I mean, there's I wish there was more producers. Like 4 would have been nice, but I'm glad it exists. I mean, you could have, if they wanted to cut down the producer category, they could have just either cut the seeding rounds or cut the battle rounds and then actually bring 4 people. But I know it's also a cost. I know it's a cost issue as well, because each extra person is another person that you have to pay the hotel for a whole week. Who wins? Yeah, next year it's being removed. But I mean, like, to be honest, if they're only gonna have 4 people, if we're only gonna have 2 people, I, I mean, yeah, it's been announced. It's been announced that they're removing producer. To be honest, like, if they're only having 2, I did fight for it to stay because I think it has a spot. Because in my opinion, we had such a big debate about, the one device versus the 2 device situation back in 2021 and 2022. And finally we accepted that, okay, let's split the categories. So we split the categories to satisfy all of the one device loopers, and then they got removed anyway. And like, I don't have a foot to play it anymore. Like, I'm done. Like, I'm done battling. I won what I needed to win. Like, I'm producing music now, and I'm like really going ham on this. So I don't have a foot to play in. Like, I don't have a horse in this race, But it seems to me like we did so much deliberation, and let the one devicers get their spots alone, and then we got removed anyway, So that's my opinion, but I accept it's also business. I think Napalm will win. I think Napalm, Pac-Max, Osis, one of those 3 will win. That was a switch of in conversation. Hope you guys can follow my brain switching, but I would say, Wing could also win. Blackroll could also win. MH, I mean, you make the Mark II sound good. But honestly, I think there's no chance ever in my life that I go back to making music with that. Yeah, but that's kind of my issue, We did this whole device split for a reason. Like, we really just reverted back to 2018 rules. I feel like we're kind of blocking any evolution of the category. What's your solo unpopular opinion this year? Oh. I think this is more of a general unpopular opinion. I think everyone who's talking about doing a top 16 is being ridiculous. Top 8 makes the battles higher stakes, makes the limbs actually be higher quality, and if anyone, they did top 16 one year, and that was in 2021, and people have good memories of a few of the battles, but like the large majority of those battles were like complete filler, unnecessary, and it felt like all the years where there was top 8, people actually tried harder, and the rounds were of higher quality, and the battles felt better and more significant. So yeah, I think top 16 is a hilariously bad idea, especially because there's so many beatboxers not battling. So yeah, that's my solo unpopular opinion. Bring back Loopa limbs though. Yeah, I think so. Honestly, you make it a. You bring in how many are there? 16 people? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 16 is a perfect amount. Do you know what venue 7 to Smoke is? I assume it's the Spotify Arena. Oh, I have another good solo unpopular opinion. The 7 to Smoke on the last day is unnecessary as hell. And it always just gets beyond dragged out, and we could be spending that time doing like having DJ sets and like partying, but instead we have another 50 battles after we had the after we already had like 30 battles, and it's the same people that are battling in the Seven to Smoke that were already battling in GBB. So they reuse the exact same rounds we heard on a smaller sound system, and it doesn't get any better than it sounded on GBB. Damn. I just dropped 2 absolute smokers of unpopular opinions. Will they know if I lie about my age by a few months to make it to the GBBF? Mate, probably shouldn't write it in public, but you know that's you. Have fun. I don't know. I don't know, because I'm basically a fucking uncle at this point. Give us 4 producers and Loopalims instead of 7 to Smoke. Honestly, yeah. But the flip side is, I will also admit that of everyone that goes to a beatboxing event, I'm probably one of the people that likes beatboxing the least, considering that people pay to go to this event, and that I'm there as the person who probably beatboxes as part of their professional career the least out of everyone there. Will you be showcasing at GBB this year? I cannot disclose this information, but no. Well, Pablo, yeah, Pablo's going to be there. Pablo is there. He is, of course, not judging, but he's gonna pull up. We're basically, I don't even know if we're probably just gonna like have a good time in Japan, you know? Like, last couple of times we were in Japan, we were so stressed. And now we're actually gonna have a good time. Like, I'll actually like do things that I want to do in Japan. Like, I actually really want to explore the Japanese culture more so than just the beatbox battles, which has been the primary reason why I've been there the last 3 times. The last 3 times being GBB 23, Hatton, and GBB 24. I'm excited to be doing something else than beatbox battling. How's my knee? It hurts like shit. Hence why I'm live streaming, because I can't do anything. I can barely walk right now. Although it did get better today. But yeah, I've been incapable of moving around. I was supposed to run the half marathon today as well. So my cure to all of this is live streaming. Born to go to Japan, forced to work. Oh yeah, there's also tag team. I think tag team is quite interesting. Okay. I know everyone here except for Dari and Timber the Carrier. So someone can fill me in on if they're any good. I mean, they probably are. They qualified for the biggest beatboxing tournament in the world. I think the top 4. Is it an ACL? No, it's not an ACL, luckily. It's IT band syndrome, it's called. Let me just pull up. Let's go on WebMD, shall we? Or the Cleveland Clinic. Here we go. All right. Here's your If you're an athlete experiencing aching or sharp pain on the outside of your knee or hip, you might have a tight I can't pronounce. Iliotibial band is a tendon that can rub against your hip or knee bones. The swelling and irritation can cause several symptoms. You might need physical therapy, medications, or rarely surgery. Luckily, it's not that bad. Examples of athletes who are most prone to ITBS include basketball players, cyclists, hockey players, runners, bam bam, big one, skiers or soccer players. So they misspelled this. It's meant to be football players, but you know. Even if you're not an athlete, there's still some traits that give you a slightly above average chance of getting whatever the hell this is. Weakness in your hip muscles, butt muscles, or abdominal muscles. And I know for a fact that I probably have weak hip muscles. So I think that's why it's happened. And it might have also been due to this. Anyway, symptoms and causes. Let's see. How long time does it take to heal? Beam bum, beam bum, beam bum, boom. Well, it needs... okay, well, it doesn't say. Thank you, Cleveland Clinic. Appreciate it. Yeah, luckily it's not an ACL. You probably sacrificed a lot for the marathon, right? Just for you to injure yourself. Yeah. I stopped drinking. I stopped drinking. I stopped partying pretty much. Oh, I skipped it. Was it there? More than 20% get it. Oh, there you go. It accounts for 12% of running injuries. More females than males have it. Not me, I guess. I am a biological male. And also just a male. A biological and a cultural male. It doesn't say. Yeah, ACLs are horrible. But yeah, it shouldn't be too much, because after all, it only happened, like, the moment it happened, I stopped running. So, I should be okay. I should be okay. Will I be okay? Yes. But should I be okay? Also yes. Damn, there's really 66 people in here. We got KBA gender revelation before GTA 6. Yeah, man. New queen. Oh, yeah. Well, you know, I was gonna say something funny about how, like, kings could also be female, and then I remembered that that's quite literally the definition of like a pretty defining characteristic of a king is being male. So, well, unfortunate. Is there anything left for me to do? Should I try and complete a Sudoku on stream? Are you ending the stream? Yeah, I mean, someone asked me why Hatton stopped uploading, and honestly, I have no idea. I had a torn hamstring from sprinting during football about 3 months ago. I think I was lucky that it wasn't super bad. A torn hamstring can't be bad, yeah. But I take my because I'm not a professional athlete, but I am pretty serious about my training. Both strength wise and cardio wise. Not that I'm like trying to get big, but anyone who's been doing distance running, you know that it's important to also maintain a certain level of strength. So I've been taking my precautions, but I think, like, you know, accidents can just happen. I don't know why there's still 7 to smoke. I don't see the point of it even existing. They barely advertise. I think it's cultural reasons, but to be honest, for me, it's such a... Hey, Omen, thank you very, 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 very much for the donation. By the way, all the people that are members, I just dropped a 36-minute video on some production stuff. So check that out. I'm glad you like the 7 to Smoke. I'm gonna be honest. Every single time I'm there, I'm like, oh yeah, this will be sick. This is the 7 to Smoke. I'll have a great time. And then it becomes really fun by the time I've had 4 or 5 drinks. But before that, there's a Lawson right by the 7 to Smoke venue every year. And that's my favorite part about the 7 to Smoke, is that Lawson. Yeah, that's the situation. Like you can do all sorts of crazy shit to prevent injuries. Like I do my stretching, I eat like a pretty decent like anti-inflammatory diet, but you might just get fucked, you know. But hey, now I can drink again. So, are you gonna showcase? I cannot disclose that information. Yeah, I mean, like, send it. I'm 24. I can do whatever the hell I want. You know, there's like certain things like this where I'm like, being like in your 20s, it's like so nice, because these are issues I don't even have to think about anymore, because I have free will, and the government also gives me free will. It's nice. It's good. Tararing barabung. All right. Unless there's anything else I should cover, I think I kind of went through the main things. Yep. Hey, but for the first time, Arsenal didn't get any injuries yesterday, so that was nice. Pretty crazy shit. I assume that Kelvin, I don't speak Dutch, but I assume that it says, can you check out the Beat City loop? And the answer is, if it's on the internet, then I can, but not if it's on the internet illegally. So let's have a look. Beat City Loopstation. Damn. No, it's not. Oh. The semifinal's up. Is the final? Oh, it is. Oh, it's just out. Okay. I'm an Arsenal fan. Yep, unfortunately. Nothing I can do about that. Surely no copyright strike. Oh, trust me. Oh, trust me, there will be.
Loopstation 部門サポーティッド
But yeah, I am an Arsenal fan, and sometimes very good, sometimes very shit. Wish there was something I could do about it, but there's not.
by boss
Uncurable disease.
ファイナルを戦ってくれるのは
It's very loud.
決めていけますかありがとうございます。それでは行きましょう。赤コーナー先行真宙、青コーナー後攻ダンカン。行きます。皆様声ください。3、2、1、ビーボックス。
Did they take the? Did they not mix the audio? Because why is there like an unbelievable amount of reverb on everything? Oh, nice little judge cam down here. Okay, that's cool. Okay, well, I know this round. Am I gonna watch the peak of Harambol at Leti versus Arsenal? Of course. Hey, listen, if you watched the football game yesterday, it was Fulham playing absolute Harambol. They were parked in their own half like crazy. Hey, thank you, Roka, for the donation. I really appreciate it. Man U or Liverpool tonight? I'm Brighton fan. Hey, I like Brighton. It's a cool team. I think. I mean, like Liverpool will probably win, right? Like, if we're being honest. But come on, you can't tell me it wouldn't be the funniest thing if Man U won. Like, you couldn't tell me like it wouldn't be absolutely hilarious. If my hero is watching, improve your vocal mix by taking out some mids from your synths. Nice. Really, really clean. There's like a pause. That's a really cool transition. DS Cove, I do remember the last Danish player for Arsenal, and his name was none other than Lord Bentner himself. Nice. Nice with a little whop. Really good round. One thing that annoys me about the Loopstation is that there's no side chaining possibilities. So like the vocal thing, it's like now it's like Dice, in my opinion, vocal had issues. We saw Mr. Esuoh, who in my opinion had vocal issues. We saw Lennard, who in my opinion had vocal issues, and now Mahiro, who in my opinion had vocal issues. And like all of it's like, I'm telling you guys right now, if computers existed in our world, which they do, then these would be like the singular easiest things of all time to fix, because it's just a situation of like side tuning the mids and the consonant areas, which is like 2 to 4 kilohertz to the instruments, and then you're fine. But we don't have those possibilities because we're looping, and I should never have started producing. Like I think I've become an angrier person. Like I'm more angry watching Loopstation after I've gotten good at producing music.
Time! さあそれでは
like it's not even My Hero's fault really, because everyone else does it. It's just like it's a collective fault of the stupid machine that we're using, where it's like, just yeah. You had issues with your vocals too during GBB. Yeah, I mean like it's a commonplace, and it's like it's such an like. I'm not sitting here claiming to be like the omnipotent being of like what's good and bad production. Well, I actually kind of am. Right now I am. Me in 2025 is fine. But it's like I'm telling you all right now, like it's such an easy fix if you just give people the correct tools to do it. It's not even about vocal looping. It's like it's the machine that we're using that just like needs to be better. You know, because like if there is like proper tools to be able to mix on this machine, which aren't difficult to make, then everyone would sound so much better. Like even the vocal loopers, even the produced loopers, it doesn't matter. I just want it to sound better, you know? Like because we're like these are talented musicians that are just like where like nobody will ever like really really take live looping around seriously, because like the tools that we're using to live loop are bad. But anyway.
Duncan サウンドチェックをお願いいたします。
That's a sound.
OK。それでは行きたいと思います。ワンラウンド目。
Did he just meow? That's
高校ダンカンでございます。皆様声ください。3、2、1、Beatbox!
Yeah, sorry, I didn't understand the thing you were saying.
That was exactly my issue as well. Anyway. Oh, will Barcelona or Real Madrid win next Sunday? Let me have a look. La Liga. I'm not going to sit here and claim to watch. Oh, but Real Madrid are kind of on smoke right now, aren't they? Oh, no. Okay, it's close. Who's at home? Rex, who's at home? Let me know, and then I'll give you an answer. I think whoever's at home will win. Barca at home. I think the El Clasico has big home advantage, so I would be inclined to go Barcelona.
I'm not your second choice to turn to. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Well, not really.
Maybe I'm not one to wait. I'm not here to chase the dopamine. I put my walls up to heal the pain.
There's so many artifacts with the Ooh, it's just gonna turn into me. This is the KBA shitting on the MK2 stream. What's wrong with the MK2 autotune, man? Oh, he turned it off here, right?
Put my walls up to heal the pain.
Yeah, for sure, he turned it off.
My coffin will my chains with all the dirty lies you say. I'm on the stage, but you're the one that's fake. My coffin will my chains.
Yeah, judges have to lock in. Meanwhile, So-So.
With all the dirty lies you say.
So-So's about as unlocked in as you can. Oh, it's Real Madrid home. Okay, then I think Real Madrid win. That's a nice sound. You know what? For the first time today, I'm like, damn, that's a sound on the MK2 that could legitimately compete in, like, industry level production. Sadly, the beat itself is not full enough at all, and the structure wasn't there, so it's Mahiro round 1 already.
Coffin will my chains with all the dirty lies you say. I'm on the stage, but you're the one that's made. Coffin will my chains with all the dirty lies.
This would be an example of like the musicality being below expectations, because there is just flaws, you know? Like that meow being there the entire time. Again, that's pretty sick. Yeah, he gets some pretty damn crazy sounds out of this machine, but like it doesn't feel polished. But that meow needs to stop. I mean, like the quality of like sounds, like distortions he's getting out of this machine is like pretty commendable. Sadly for him, Mahiro is also getting an equal level of sound out of his machine, and it's also just making polished rounds. And Duncan feels like he's brought a couple of ideas to the tournament and just decided to vibe out, which is fair play. Like if that's what you're doing, but unpolished, you know. Anyway,
マイクチェック大丈夫でしょうか。それでは行きたいと思います。
I swear, is it just me, or did they not? There's like a room reverb in this that's really annoying. Like,
皆様声ください。3, 2.
I don't think Mahiro put reverb on his kicks. You know, I think he knows better than to not do that. So I think they just decided to take way too much of the crowd audio or like room audio, and it's messing it all up. Anyway.
One beatbox.
How much time do they have? 3 minutes 40. Okay, is that like the Loopstation meta now, that everyone has 3 minute 40 seconds? Is that because the rounds are meant to be 3 minutes 30 and then you get an extra 10 minutes in case you fuck up? Okay. Not gonna pretend that I know how that showed up.
Alright. Destruction protocols activated. System change brings in the progress. No mercy, no escape. The quiet rising.
I'm wondering if the reason why I can't understand much of what Mahiro is saying is because it's just his second language. You know, he's talking in English. Or if it's a mixing issue. I mean, everything else up to now is crazy. I'm just like, it's both this round and the last round. And like, if it's a language issue, then like fair game, you know. Like I don't expect them to learn a new language to compete in Loopstation, you know. I swear, Esuoh looks like he's listening to Loopstation for the first time. It's also this is Japanese. Oh my god, So's reactions are the funniest thing. Oh my god, wait, hold on. Oh, my camera disappeared. My camera really went goodbye. Is it because it's out of battery? That really is the reason. Okay, hold on. Give me 3 to 4 business days. Okay, I'm back. Whoa, I just became very small as well. There I am. I'm now using a shit camera. Hold up. Does it really not get larger than this? Oh, there we go. And then, wait. Okay, now I need to fix it. Oh, hey, I'm also here. Nice. Hey, hello everyone. Wank, I'm back. I just want to like do a zoom in on So's face for this part because it's actually quite funny. Okay. There we go. Me when kick and snare. Oh dear. Okay, let me just try and not fuck this up. Hold up. There we go. Yeah, he's like, damn. We really have kicks and snares and loops these days.
Yo, Duncan, you game over.
Oh, the hat roll is crazy. Yeah, for sure. Roka, I have absolutely no idea if that's true or not. My hero, I am watching you, yes, but I'm paying more attention to So watching you than I am watching you. This man is funny as hell.
Yo, VCD Japan, are you fucking ready? 見せてやろう圧倒的パワーを
What is he saying? That must be something in Jap. Is that something in Japanese?
Activate sequence!
Oh, nice. Oh, watch my power. Ah, okay. Oh, there's a little phaser in the back that I didn't notice until now. That's a nice little detail. Yeah, the ending is crazy. I think unless Duncan quite literally like reinvents the wheel or something, like he's already lost, you know? It is Japanese. Okay, good. I mean, like, yeah, fair play. I think there's no way Duncan can win. Like, I also surprised I know Mahiro won, but I think I don't know what Duncan would have had to do to win in this scenario. Pay the judges or something, you know? Because it's insane. Oh wow, I've got 97 viewers. All I had to do was watch my hero. Damn. Hello, Katie. Katie, are you gonna be at Let It Roll this in the winter? Okay, let's source this. I really just had to watch my hero to get shouting wolf. Yeah, maybe. Think if he could like bring an animal on stage. I mean, like, it's not necessarily. I don't think that round is like totally unbeatable, but I think that everything that Duncan has in his skill set is something that my hero excels at, you know. So I don't think it's like this is a really good battle round for Duncan. I think, like, let's say you have like more of a vocal element. Just imagining like a Robin battling here. I think this battle is by no means done. But I think my hero has completely and utterly won the style clash. Isn't this his own round?
It's a megalodon. I forgot the kick.
Okay, that's actually fucking sick.
I forgot the kick.
It's just not nearly as full as my heroes, but I think that's something that you maybe don't hear. You don't hear in the system. Katie, I'm probably gonna be there for the whole week. I can message you why I'm gonna be there for the whole week. I can't say publicly why I'm there for the whole week, but yeah, if you want, if you, yeah, I don't know who's there, but yeah, I'm gonna write to you after I'm done streaming here, because I'm gonna be in Prague for quite a bit.
And now the actual track.
Yeah, will do, Katie. I think Duncan's drums compete with. I think Duncan's drums compete with my heroes. I think they're. If anything, I think I like the transience of the sounds themselves a bit more. I just think the rounds themselves are just not nearly as full. Is the best way to describe it.
Yeah. I'm not me, I'm not you. I got a slang, you know it's true. We be out here making moves and now the ball like a gold true.
Yeah, there's missing sound.
First hand, Jedi masters woven in the rules. I got the balls to steal your win before you got a fucking clue. Cock, balls, sipping wine. Standing tall with me, you're in the underground. We about to win it all. Clock this bitch, I throw beef on the wall. This up the flow. Who's the baddest of them all? I got the.
It's just missing fullness. But the sounds and the sound placements are insane. It's like, of course he's never gonna be nearly as full as My Hero because it's a completely different style. It's like My Hero is going for like the classic like American sounding like bro step sound. I think is maybe like it's not really rhythm, but it's like kind of close up to that. Whereas like Duncan's doing like classic UK English 140 sounding dubstep, you know. So of course it's not going to be nearly as full.
Alright, are you ready? Clap, clap, clap.
I think Duncan's actually doing really good this round. Just refinement. That's all it needs. Like the actual ideas are good, but the music itself needs a bit of refinement. But the quality of this is crazy. I really like the percussive sound of this. I have to say, stylistically, I think I like Duncan's style personally more. But My Hero is a lot more ready to go. You can feel that My Hero wants to win the battle, and you can feel Duncan wants to perform, you know? In my opinion. Duncan doesn't feel like it's ready for battle rounds. It feels like it's like stuff you'd put in a DJ set. Which is, in my opinion, pretty damn cool. But also, not something that wins you battles if the other person actually battles.
My Hero vs Duncan ループステーション部門サポーティッドバイボス優勝者発表いたします優勝の座に輝いたのは3、2、1ジャッジマヒーロ
Yeah, makes sense. I mean, I knew it already, but completely the correct decision. Making electronic music for a battle and making electronic music for a set are two very, very, very different things. I think My Hero knew how he was going to win the battle. I think Duncan showed up with like, these are some cool, sick ideas, and I think they're really good. But they're not fleshed out. You know, that's all it is. I think with the ideas Duncan has, if he like really works on them, I think this is actually a close battle, to be honest. Because the principle of the ideas themselves are really good. But yeah, just lacking refinement. That's all it is, isn't it? But that is a lot of Loopstation in a nutshell. Like if you're gonna compete at the highest level nowadays, everything has to be completely thought out. You cannot get away with having like slightly unfinished rounds. Because preparation is the number one thing. I hope the GBB participants probably also realize that by now. I think everyone's pretty damn prepared. You have to be. You cannot show up with like half-assed rounds. Yeah, that's all it is. You gotta battle, you gotta show your style, and you gotta be prepared. That's how you win a GBB. You don't even need to do like all this crazy pro step or like rhythm or like heavy drum and bass or like electro house and whatever people are doing these days. Like, you don't even need to do that. You just need to be prepared and you need to be willing to battle. You get me? That's all it is. Who do you think will win solo? I actually spoke about that a short while ago, but I think I came to the conclusion. I was looking at this. I'm going to pull that back. I was looking at this, and I think I made a top 5 of like, I'd be surprised if it's not one of these 5. And that is either Osis, Pac Max, Napalm, Wing, or Black Roll. And I'm looking at it and I think Remix also has a chance. But I think it's going to be one of those 5. GMB 25 needs a... Okay, yeah. Yeah, if that comes out, I'll watch it at some point, I suppose. I mean, I don't know how much I'm going to be streaming. It's not like I'm not going to become a reaction YouTuber. Like, in reality, the reason why I did this stream was because I really wanted to you know, one, address the fact that I am judging GBB. That's a thing. Testing out my system that I'm going to be implementing. And I think I came to the conclusion that this works. It's a good guide to be using. It's a good decider if it's close. If you guys care at all about the way these competitions are being judged, and you're showing up now, feel free to go back and rewatch some of this, because they kind of go into depth and discussion about why I'm doing what I am doing. I hate Chaos. He'll never win a GBB. His new song sucks. Definitely don't check it out. Me and Chaos are going to be making a bunch of... me and Chaos are going to make a bunch of content in Japan. Because we have time now. So that's nice. We're gonna go around and do some funny stuff. While still being respectful of the Japanese culture, because we're not animals. And yeah. By the way, gonna be dropping a new song in November. That's all I have to say. You want a preview? Here you go. It's also a preview on Instagram. That might be loud. Well, this is getting dropped in November. More details coming soon. I hope you guys can hear it. That's the preview you get. Yeah. Gonna be a self-release. Just because I wanted to do something. I wanted to get some music out there. So stay tuned for that. Also, what was I gonna say? Yeah, first time I synthesized my own drums. So I'm not using any samples. It's just my own sounds, which is nice. 100% original sounds. The voice is also mine. The basses are mine. Everything's mine. The choir is from an instrument pack. Shock. I can't sing like a woman. That is the sad reality. Yeah, but without anything else to do, I think if you guys have exactly 5 minutes to... Oh, no. 2 minutes to ask me any questions, and if not, then I'm leaving. What do you think about the new GBB 26 stuff? I think it's sick. Everything I've seen so far from GBB, I have appreciated. Can you react to the GBB 27 loop final? I absolutely can. In 2027. Solo lineup's really stacked. Yeah, it is. I think this is stacked, but I don't know. This, in my opinion, is stacked. Considering that there's only 2 spots, it is stacked. Cool. Oh, yeah. Well, hey, there I am. Who is Stitch replacing? I forgot. So Ritual VIP is never going to get released? Well, if I can make it sound good, yeah. But I mean, like, you hear the quality of the stuff I'm producing now is, like, completely way and beyond above anything I did in 2023. So, like, yeah, I can remake some old stuff and make it sound, like, slightly better than it did back then. Or I can make new songs that are, like way better than anything I ever did. So, you know, it's up to you. By the way, for anyone who's complaining about me being a judge in Loopstation, keep crying. Maybe you want to say GBB 2017, not 20. Well, I think he knew what he was saying. I think that was a true comedy, true Loopstation fan comedy moment. When I'm in a comedy competition and my opponent is a Loopstation fan, you know what I mean? Anyway, yeah. All right, everyone. I'm gonna piss off now. I need to like exercise my knee, try and make it feel better so I can actually walk. But yeah. All right, everyone. Have a very, very, very good day. I'm gonna try and do that. And Katie, I'm actually quickly gonna get some food and then I'll message you. So yeah. All right, everybody, take care. Have a good Sunday, and see you guys around.